The chair recognizes the gentleman from California.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield myself such time as I may consume. Mr. Chair, unfortunately, the bill before us, H.R. 1335, undermines nearly 2 decades of progress making U.S. fisheries profitable and sustainable. A few weeks ago, NOAA reported that overfishing has hit an all-time low, and the number of rebuilt stocks has hit an all-time high, largely because of the success of Magnuson-Stevens Act, the reforms of both 1996 and 2007. The same reforms that this bill today before us would undercut. In an attempt to add good policy to an otherwise unproductive bill, I'm offering an amendment to improve the management of one important fish stock, the Gulf of Mexico red snapper. Last year, during a series of natural resources committee hearings on fisheries policies, we heard from members and witnesses who were irate over the fact that the Interior Department was allowing offshore oil platforms and drilling rigs in the Gulf of Mexico to be decommissioned in a way that was killing red snapper and destroying important snapper habitat. After intense questioning, it became clear that in the current process for decommissioning rigs, NOAA, which is part of the Department of Commerce, is not regularly consulted by interior agencies. As a result, NOAA does not even conduct surveys to determine if the Department of Interior is about to dismantle a productive artificial reef teeming with red snapper and other fish. Mr. Chair, I agree with my colleagues from the Gulf states who feel this is ridiculous and needs to stop. But how do we do it? Then I remembered that we already have a mechanism in place for resolving exactly this kind of multi-stakeholder conflict at sea. It's called the National Oceans Policy. Through the National Oceans Policy, the National Ocean Council facilitates common sense governance of public resources. Like air traffic control for the seas, the Council coordinates all of the users of our oceans and helps them determine safer, less contentious, and more efficient utilization of ocean resources. My amendment would direct the agencies responsible for implementing the National Ocean Policy to work with the Gulf states and other stakeholders to develop a transparent process that would preserve red snapper habitat during rig decommissioning. A vote for this amendment is a vote for more recreational fishing opportunities in the Gulf of Mexico, and a vote for a bipartisan solution to promoting red snapper habitat. I urge my colleagues to vote yes on the Lowenthal amendment, and Mr. Chair, I reserve the balance of my time.